Concerned parties and investors in Oando PLC say the continued suspension of the company's shares on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange will send a wrong signal to the global market. They want immediate lifting of the technical suspension placed on their shares while the forensic audit and other processes continue. Business correspondent Tolulokwe Ogunjobi reports.
In October 2017, the Securities and Exchange Commission directed the Nigerian Stock Exchange to place the shares of Oando PLC on technical suspension. These followed petitions from some parties, which, according to SEC, prompted the need to conduct a forensic audit by a consortium of experts made up of auditors, lawyers, stockbrokers, and registrars. Several months after this directive, concerned shareholders say this continued suspension has slowed down the company's fast-paced growth potential that can help fast-track the expected boom of the capital market and the economy at large. This press conference put together by the concerned shareholders had members of civil society groups in attendance.
The continued suspension of Oando PLC is a wrong signal to the global markets about the prevailing harsh operating environment in Nigeria, and this is at variance with the federal government initiative to diversify the economy through increased foreign direct investment. We appeal to the federal government to intervene in our travail because the international investment community is keenly watching. The value of investment we as Oando shareholders have made is being eroded because of this continued suspension of trading. We appeal that this suspension order must be lifted now.
The shareholders added that by virtue of the suspension, they have been unable to benefit from the positive sentiments in the market within the period.
We are appealing to the regulators in the spirit of fairness not to treat Oando PLC differently. We are not against the forensic in any way. It's good for the market, but they should treat us fairly in precedence, like I've mentioned. And we are engaging in all this on behalf of numerous thousands of shareholders who are being deprived of the benefit of their investments in daily transactions. Because if you sell at the frozen price, you are apparently conducting a business at a loss.
The continued suspension of the shares and the attendant low price with no clear view as to when the suspension will be lifted could well be the factor that finally leads to existing shareholders to dump their shares for underground higher offer made by speculative investors who may have hostile intent to the company.
They want the federal government and all concerned parties to intervene before the situation degenerates, as all legal proceedings instituted before now have been withdrawn by the management of Oando and the shareholders in anticipation of the lifting of the company's suspension. Tolulokwe Ogunjobi, TVC News, Lagos.